So I bought this on DVD. I did not watch it on streaming, and it's pretty good. Um, I'll briefly talk about the three deleted scenes, and then I'll talk about the movie. The three deleted scenes. The first one has a little bit more depth to it, where apparently they were originally going to have Gloria and Melman have like relationship disputes and argue all the time, and they just thought that it became a bit of a downer, so they removed that from the plot line while still leaving like one scene in, I guess, but changing it up a bit to make it less sad. Melman and Gloria end up not really doing much in the final cut. It's really more about the circus animals, Dubois, and Alex and Marty, like usual. They really don't do much. I can't really name anything they did besides like they dance on a tightrope in one scene. I don't even think they end up performing their act in the actual movie. Like, in when they're in the circus. Then the second deleted scene was with Dubois trying to find the animals, and she figures out where they're going. And they decided to cut it because they were just like, well, we already know where the animals are going, so we don't really need it. And then the third one was a pretty funny one where Dubois just beats up a snake to get Venom to kill Alex. This girl is a fucking hater. She hates Alex. I'll say one thing that slightly bugged me is that we see her wall of heads, all these animals she's killed, right? None of them have like names for what species there are. But the lion one that's empty because she hasn't killed a lion yet has just big ass lion words on it. I guess she just thought that one needed to be specified because it's a plot point. I don't know. That just bugged me. Like, why aren't the other ones labeled too then? But Dubois is a amazing villain. I think she's just really good, especially the actor that plays her. Again, with some of the bonus features on the DVD, I found out that originally they were just going to have her be like a Terminator like character and she wasn't going to have much more depth than that. But the actor added more to the role. And that's just really cool because she ends up being one of the best parts of this movie. The movie's already really good. And then we have a really good villain. Um, she's just a lot of fun. And some of her over the top goofiness just really makes the movie. Like her crew gets injured in the first scene of the movie. They all like get hurt in some ways trying to track down Alex. She ends up being fine though, because she doesn't get hurt as bad as them. So she goes to the hospital to tell her that she's found where Alex is gonna go now, and she needs their help. And they're all hurt in bed, so they're not gonna help her. So she literally just sings them back to health. She just sings, and their cast and stuff starts to come off. Their body becomes healed. It's just fucking hilarious. She's such a good villain. There was a plot point that I completely forgot about that King Julian has a love interest in this movie for some reason, and it's a fucking bear. And it's not like a talking bear, it's just a normal bear, which is an odd choice. I do not know why I don't remember this because I watched this movie so much as a kid. I feel like I remembered pretty much everything else. Maurice and Mort really don't do much in this movie either. They're in the first act and then they just kind of disappear. They show up near the end where they like dress up clowns. They dress up as like clowns to distract Dubois, but they really aren't in any of the scenes since they're only focusing on King Julian's relationship with the bear. And that doesn't really take up too much of that movie either, so I don't think it ruins the movie or anything. But Maurice has probably one of the funniest scenes of the movie where he sees that King Julian supposedly dies and he has the biggest smile on his face. Then King Julian turns out to be all right and he just has the biggest frown on his face. He almost finally got rid of him. The bonus features also have like this segment with Chris Rock talking about how Penguins of Madagascar is coming out and that they're supposedly getting a movie, and he makes it seem like it's supposed to be hush hush yet he's talking about it like 3 years before it came out. Also, I have never seen that movie. I need to watch it someday. I've never seen it. Um, then they also try and make Alex like somewhat have a love interest, but I don't think that they actually end up dating with the Jaguar girl. And I feel like it's kind of weird because he kind of insults her at first, where he's like, "What are you, 5?" And then she says that she actually is 5. So how old is Alex supposed to be? I get they're animals and different age gaps or whatever, but kind of weird. But they don't really end up doing anything with that. Um, it's just a really fun movie. And like I said, the villain's good, the story's pretty good. I'll say my biggest critique is that they basically act like Madagascar 2 Escape from Africa doesn't exist, besides like maybe the first 6 minutes of the movie where they're in Africa. But they don't have any of the other animals there. Not the mom, not the dad, not any of the other characters. They're basically just in Africa completely alone. I know that the actor for Alex's dad passed away, but that was such a weird way to ride around it. They don't even mention Alex's parents. I don't know why they would do that. Um but yeah, pretty crazy movie. Decent into the series. And another little nitpick is that like the whole series has been about how they want to get back home to New York to the zoo. But then they finally get back to the zoo and they just don't want to be there now because they have their own family with the circus. It's just kind of annoying. Like you've been pushing on us this whole time that they really want to get back to New York for 3 movies straight. And then you just say, "Oh, nope, they really like the circus." So they actually aren't going to go to the zoo now. Also, with them going to the zoo, they shouldn't be allowed to go back. Because in the first movie, they established that there was like some like animal protesters or whatever that thought the zoo was mistreating them. And that's the reason they ran away in the first place. So they were being shipped to a different zoo in the first movie, but they fell off the boat. And that's how they washed up on the island. Um, but the zoo acts like really happy to have their main attraction, Alex, back. When in reality, they shouldn't be able to just take back the animals. They got into legal trouble for it. But obviously they don't stay there, so I guess it's not too much of a problem.